peacekeeping?
Alright, so what is the United Nations peacekeeping force? A collective of military, police and civilian personnel from various nations who work to maintain or restore international peace and security.
What is UN peacekeeping? UN peacekeeping is a global partnership under the United Nations that sends trained personnel to help countries torn apart by conflict and to restore peace.
Who does peacekeeping? The Blue Helmets. They are soldiers, police and civilian peacekeepers.
Types of peacekeeping. They protect civilians in dangerous zones, help former fighters lay down their weapons and stop violence. They support and set up free and fair elections, defend human rights and push for gender equality.
What do? They will monitor the ceasefires, protect civilians, support elections if there's like big ruckus going on about that, help with disarmament, assist in rebuilding governments, and generally just like try and keep people safe, you know.
Where have they successfully operated? Some success stories, they've come out of Namibia, Mozambique and Liberia.
Places where they've actually failed quite a lot of places, but the UN's involvement in Bosnia included deploying peacekeeping forces, establishing protected areas and authorising NATO airstrikes. Initially, the UN Protection Force was established to protect civilians and deliver humanitarian aid, but it faced challenges and limitations in its mandate. Later, the UN authorised NATO to conduct airstrikes against Bosnian Serb forces, and ultimately, the Dayton Agreement, which ended the war, was overseen by NATO-led forces.
Yeah, so they didn't do too well there. And also they failed their operation in Rwanda. The United Nations Peacekeeping Force had been stationed in Rwanda since October of 1993, but once the mass slaughter began, the Rwandan genocide, the UN and Belgian government in the area chose to withdraw troops rather than reinforce, and that just led to more deaths and the failure to protect civilians in the area.
The Tutsis. They're currently in a few places around the world, but the big ones like South Sudan, the Congo and Lebanon. They want to increase the amount of women in the United Nations peacekeeping by 25%, but like I don't really get why that should be, you know.
Yeah,
just like whoever wants to join, you know. Why have
Play whoever's most skilled. Different kinds of tools they use. They use helicopters, which allows them to traverse difficult terrain and get supplies and rescue people in hard places. Mine detectors, usually in battlefields. There's mines everywhere. They have to go in and like Bosnia, and they have to clear out all the mines. And they also use armoured vehicles to supply troops and reinforce convoys into areas.
They use various different weapons, you know. We've got a little diagram up here.
Yeah, they use a variety from rifles to rocket launchers to grenade launchers, snipers and anti-air missiles.
We've got mortars as well. There's actually quite a few controversies, but some of the big ones I found out were the child sex rings in Haiti, where 134 UN peacekeepers from Sri Lanka had been involved in child sex ring. None of them were charged, actually. There's actually quite a few thousand sex abuse allegations from United Nations personnel across the world.
Well, yeah, it's no good. Their first UN peacekeeping operation, it was in 1948. The UN first deployed observers to monitor the armistice during the Israel-Arab War. This peace lasted until 1956 when the Suez Crisis, where the Israeli and Egyptian forces clashed together. So it has worked temporarily to stop.
Yeah, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, they try their best.
Not really.
But yeah, that's our slide on the United Nations.
Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're bad guys. It's like they're bipolar or something.
And yeah, that's all we have for today.